So after spending over 100 million in yesterday's opening transfer window episode, we don't really have any money left to spend at this stage. I've only got about 12 million left in the budget as it stands. So unless we get some bids for players that we're open to selling, or remarkably high bids for players we hadn't thought about selling, we're not thinking of doing anything in the transfer window at the moment. But of course we will round out the transfer window action in today's episode. We have Rangers and Steaua Bucharest left in the Europa League and Fulham away in the Prem. And we've been drawn in the next round of the FA Cup away from home against Manchester City. In the FA Cup 4th round, it's Manchester City. Not ideal. Would have much preferred an easy run to the final, but I guess if you want to win, you've got to beat the best along the way, and you can't get much better than Manchester City, can you? We're on match day against Rangers here, so we'll go to the press conference just to boost morale a little bit if we can, and hopefully we can keep up a decent-ish run of form. We've had a couple of draws recently, but we had a good 3-0 win against Brighton yesterday. Frustrated with the performance against Southampton, but we gave away a goal and then they just defended sensationally well. Thankfully, we were able to nick an equaliser. So, say thank you to those who continually for your support in the comment section on the board behind me. Today it's Ben Lucas, Lil Porkchop, and Connor Beecham as well. Thank you very much for your continued support. Do keep dropping the videos likes. Very much helps the content and pushes the videos to new audiences. I appreciate it very much. Of course, continue to leave your feedback in the comment section and I'll keep replying to you, and your name could be up on the board for any future episode as well. We're on match day against Rangers, so let's just go and play Rangers, shall we? Here in the Europa League, we will rotate a bit, but not too much, so as we run the risk of not getting the result that we want. It's a shame we're playing Rangers at home because, of course, Ibrox is in the game this year, so Celtic Park as well. So if we do come up against Scottish teams away from home, or those two Scottish teams away from home, that would be more preferable. David Prepper in there, Jack Butland, Yilmaz at left back, Matondo, of course, Tavernier at right back, Danilo up top, wearing number 99 for them. We've rotated a bit with Eze in, Xerxes in, Rashford and Amad Diallo play as well. Of course, Bryce Samba, the player that we brought in goal in the last episode to play in the cup competitions for us, starts as well, as does Luke Shaw at left back. I've dropped Bruno into the Kobbie Mainoo role so that we can start Eze, but still get still get Bruno in the team for an extra bit of quality in central midfield. Of course, big Harry Maguire starts for this one as well, but Ugarte unfortunately can't set Xerxes through for an opening goal. We got a hat-trick for our striker last time we played in Europe, but we needed it because Victoria Paulsen were apparently the best side we've played all season and took us all the way to the very last minute in a 4-3 incredible game. Rangers, I'm hoping, will be a bit more straightforward, but I haven't yet been able to find a way to break them down. Sending out wide to Tavernier as well. We can't afford to give away any free kicks with Tavernier sniffing around them, can we? One of the highest goal scorers in Rangers history, Tavernier. And most creative players as well, because he's got quite a few assists in his career in Scotland too. Here's Rabbi Matondo. Brilliant spin. He's in, and he's missed the target. Just took too long to decide what to do. Confirmation from my live chat as well that it's not Davy Prepper, it's Robin Prepper at centre-back for them. I thought it might have been Davy Prepper who'd moved position later in his career. It's not. It's a different Prepper altogether. So, apologies for the mishap when reading out their lineup. Now I know the difference. Cerny in behind. Maguire with him. Gets a touch to it. Danilo holds off the defender. Matthijs de Ligt trying to do something to hit, but apparently Danilo's determined to just power through everybody. Oh, Cerny didn't power through. Oh my God. Cerny just jinxed through. Brilliant initial save by Bryce Samba, but they've got it back again, Rangers, and the danger's still here. Well, Ian Matthijs, dearie me, brilliant stop by Bryce Samba. That's exactly what we bought him for. Nice. Eze looking for Diallo. This time it will find him. Cutting side with the first touch. Bruno's here. Bruno has Xerxes through that gap. Joshua Xerxes, wrong foot the defender, and fire at home. Buried. We haven't done anything all game, and then when we get the chance to, it works superbly. 1-0 United. Certainly still. Bruno with him. snapping at the heels. Nice ball. Danilo. Oh, he's done Harry Maguire. And Bayrami's in. Oh, balls. I was trying to change player. And didn't do it quickly enough to close him down. I thought it would change to the top guy, so went to run down towards him, and it changed to De Ligt instead, so I actually ended up running away from him. That went well. Rangers equalise, and it didn't take them long. Rangers putting a lot of men behind the ball. They're not playing a 5-back, but it's very Southampton-esque this so far. Bruno. Jesus Christ, Bruno. Come on, they're throwing it straight to me. Ahmad. Bruno. 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 Bruno! Oh, Bruno. It wasn't very good. There's the support from Dalot. Rashford hopefully will go again. We'll use Eze in the middle. Then look for Rashford out wide. Really nicely done. Marcus Rashford driving in towards the box. Drill it to Xerxes. His touch is good. The finish, wayward, poor. 10 minutes to go. Making multiple changes, but we are trundling towards another draw in European football. We've not exactly flown through this quote-unquote group stage, have we? The league phase of the new format of European football. The board want a win in the Europa League, i.e. they want us to win the whole bloody tournament. And at the minute, we're struggling to even see off sides that are certainly not going to be getting anywhere near the final. Bruno, out wide here to Garnacho, who's just come off the bench to make an impact, hopefully. Quickly get this to Eze. Eze looking for Rashford, who was just onside there. Good footwork from him. And there's Xerxes in the middle. It's Eze! And we are going to see off Rangers, but we are not going about things in Europe the easy way, are we? Scraped past Victoria Paulsen. And it's been a late goal again here, but it's well worked by Rashford, and Eze positioned brilliantly. That's his first goal for me. It's 2-1. Yanis Hadji. Took them just 7 minutes to equalise last time. And thankfully, there was less than 7 minutes left in the game. Here, Eze will float it looking for Rashford and just knock it back to the fullback. And Dalot will lift it for Rashford again. We could make the scoreline look a little bit more comfortable here, maybe. Not that we really deserve it. A 3-1 win would really flatter us. Eze's there and free in the box. He's fouled, or felled at least, but not fouled. And here comes Lawrence now, down the left-hand side. But I think we're going to waste enough time here to ensure that we get the win. Ref, if you could do me a favour, please. Which he isn't going to do at this stage, Diamande. He is now going to. Manchester United 2, Rangers 1. And that win should be enough to guarantee our progression through to the knockout stages of this European competition. We've by no means done it the easy way, but we are at least doing it. Bayern Munich have bid for Lenny Yoro, £28.7 million. No, you're not having him, thank you very much. There's been quite a bit of interest in Lenny Yoro, actually, but... or a message from Joshua Xerxes who's going to be like, can I play? I scored in the last game. To be fair, against Fulham, maybe I could let him have a game. We have a game in hand on Arsenal, and if we win our game by 3 goals or more, we will be back into the top 4, but we need to win to stay in touching distance of Liverpool, who at the present are 9 points clear of us. So any chance of a title fight this season is looking unlikely, but we weren't really anticipating going for the title this year, were we? Certainly got a bit of fatigue, so there is going to be a bit of change around in the starting lineup for this next fixture, but we should still, I hope anyway, be able to get the better of Fulham today. Fulham will line up in the following manner. They've still got Bernd Leno at 82 rated in goal with the captain's armband. Sessegnon Bassi, Joachim Andersen and Conor Bradley actually at right back. Sasha Lukic and Harrison Reed holding. They've Jonas Wind up top for them. Obviously Emil Smith-Rowe and Alex Iwobi as their wider options in the forward 3 behind Jonas. We have rotated a little bit, but we're still starting a very strong side here against Fulham. And it's a game, of course, you expect Manchester United to win, regardless of whether they are or aren't involved in a title fight. Kobbie Mainoo actually playing in a slightly deeper role this time around, rather than the more advanced midfield role that is currently occupied by Mason Mount at the minute. Ugarte was not fit, and unfortunately, Casemiro is injured, so Kobbie drops a bit deeper. It means that Mason Mount gets a start. Kobbie will get this out wide here to Kingsley Coman, and here comes Mazraoui, who's getting the nod at... Oh, finish Kobbie! Mazraoui getting the nod at right back ahead of a tired Diogo Dalot. Kobbie Mainoo, I'm starting him in the holding role. And he's gone and scored a goal, which is, I think, more than he's done on almost every single appearance he's had for the club so far. On his left foot as well. Brilliant finish. All made, actually, by the run of Mazraoui. And then Mainu turns and slots home really tidily. I'll take that. Andres Pereira, former Man United man, of course. Oh, there is the gap in between the two centre-backs. Rasmus just going to squeeze this to Garnacho, who surely has to pull it back to a man wearing the same colour shirt as him for an attempt on goal. Oh, Bernd Leno spills, but holds at the second attempt. Didn't quite open up with Garnacho there as I hoped it would. I was going to try and pull it back to Rasmus, but he didn't really put himself in a position where he was easily found. Kobbie Mainoo getting forward here. Mazraoui again. Adventurous, offensively. Bruno and Mace. To Bruno again. Looking for Rasmus through the gap. Needing mountain support. Here's DeMarco now. DeMarco! Nope, not this time. But it's all Manchester United at the minute. Jonas Vint battling with Lisandro Martinez. Apparently I fouled him or used a hand or something. But it was their advantage that they'll play with. But they've not managed to get forward too much in this game so far. Fulham. Hopefully that remains the case for the majority of it. Jonas Vint looking to split our defence. And Mason Mount cuts that out well. Going for a quick counter-attack then. Looking for a nice ball into Bruno. And out wide, here's Kingsley. Command. Dart inside with your first touch. Kingsley looking for a second. And there it is. Manchester United are performing here. And why is this so much easier than Europe? Rah! Everybody falls down. That's what's happened to the Fulham defence right now. They're on the floor. Pereira to Jonas Vind. Bossing things here at the minute. They keep giving the ball away, Fulham. They've not been good enough in possession. I'll look for Rasmus. That was Bruno, and it wasn't even Bruno. Nice little 1-2, just finding Pereira, but Kobbie Mainoo's running things in the midfield right now. Garnacho going to look to get away here, dart inside, to then find the angle for the pass to Rasmus. And here's Kobbie Mainoo, who's already got one. Trying to find the space to help score a second. That was supposed to go to Mason Mount. Thank you, Bruno. Never mind then. All right, play on. We've still got it. Quickly look for Rasmus. Spin onto the left foot. He's in, and surely from here, he'll bag another. This could be our biggest win of the season. Rasmus Højlund so far is the man this season. Iwobi. Oh, it's really well worked. Pereira's in. Big save by Andre Onana. Big stop. If we can score 3 goals, then knowing how shaky I am defensively when playing any sort of video football game, you guys know that there's always the chance for the opposition to score. I'm not necessarily the best at keeping clean sheets. Andreas Pereira dancing around everyone. Smith Rowe. And Onana makes the save again. Corner for Fulham. They're looking for a way back into it. Andreas Pereira to take this short perhaps. No, he has delivered it. And it's well won by Joachim Andersen. But also well held by Andre Onana. Now here's DeMarco. Surprised that he's the man furthest forward. But there's a lot of room to get into. I've got support here. Bruno. And Garnacho now. DeMarco holding up. Looking for Rasmus. It's Calvin Bassey, so I'm not going to do him for strength, are we? But look at the space for Kobbie Mainoo here. And Mainoo. Shake him off. Harrison Reed doing enough so far. Mount. No, that was not enough so far. It's going to be 3-0 at half-time. It's already a really solid result. We could just sit on it. But we said if we win this game by more than 3 goals, we could go above Arsenal and back into the top 4. I didn't expect to be having such a fantastic first half, but if we can score 1 more, then yes, we will be back in the top 4, provided Arsenal aren't also playing on this match day. As Mikel Oyarzabal is confirmed to have been moving to Bayern Munich. It's a bit of space for Rasmus. There's more space for Kingsley Coman, but the ball isn't quite good enough. Kingsley's still going to get it. Oh my lord, he's been absolutely flattened. It's only a yellow. It was just mistimed rather than malicious, I'm sure. We've got the free kick here. We'll take it short. All right, cool. I put no direction into that, expecting it just to pass it forward to the man that was in front of me. Maybe I've got a bit of stick drift. Who knows? Bruno Fernandes. Rasmus. For a 4th, maybe. No good save by Bernd Leno. It's a good stop. It was always favouring the keeper from that sort of range, but was worth a go. Mason Mount. Drill it back out. Bruno to deliver again. And Garnacho underneath it. Oh, it spilled! And then I think Leno caught that through his own chest. Oh, I thought it was going to be a scoop turn there, but it didn't quite work. DeMarco, Mount in front of Kobbie. Kingsley's still out wide. Knock that back. Mazraoui, drive to the line, drive to the line, drive to the line, drive to the line, drive to the line. And not find a teammate. Out wide though quickly. Garnacho, early strike, on target. Rasmus won't have a simpler finish all season. It's 4-0 Manchester United. Decent first save by Bernd Leno, but Rasmus, he's it poacher plus and proving it. Well in, Ahmad. Really well in, Ahmad. Well, where's your defence, Fulham? I thought I'll place this one rather than just smash it home. It's not gone in. Should have been 5. Really should have been 5. Ref? I mean, DeMarco's ended up on the floor there. Oh my lord, where's my defence now? Reece Nelson with the half to himself. Mason Mount is knackered, and he's surely not going to have the legs to get back here. Oh, I'm trying to put him off and forcing wide, which we've done. Onana makes the save. But just as it fell straight back to me for my 4th, it's fallen straight back to them for their 1st. A little bit over-celebrating. It's 4-1 in the 92nd minute. Fulham have something to show for their efforts. No idea where my defence went. Last action of the game. Game over. That will ensure that we potentially do not go above Arsenal in the league, unfortunately. Goal difference will be the same as theirs, provided they've not played on this particular match day, which they haven't. And that's a real pain in the backside, isn't it? Because we might not be top 4 now. We might still be 5th. Really pleased with the performance, though, and the result. And we'll head into the game against Steaua Bucharest in a fantastic position. Bruno is not a player we're looking to sell. Club captain. £77.5 million is what they've bid. Higher. I mean, no, but still. Impressive bid, and if it was anyone other than Bruno, I would probably have considered it, to be completely honest. But you guys would be furious with me if I sold Bruno Fernandes. Of that, I'm absolutely certain. So, Bruno is staying, thank you. We'll head into the game against Steaua Bucharest, knowing that I think we're pretty much guaranteed progression to the knockout stages of this European tournament at present. 13 points. Yeah, we can't finish any lower than 16th, and it's the top 24 that progress. But we would like to... Wow, look at that. Galatasaray, 7 from 7. I don't know who Galatasaray have had in their games, but whoever they've had, they've wiped the floor with all of them. Unbelievable performance from them. We could go from 8th to 2nd, though, if we can win against Steaua Bucharest. So we will do what we can away from home in Romania. And then hopefully we'll be lucky in the draw for the first knockout round, because European games have been really difficult this season, and an easy run to the final in this competition would be great, because evidently I'm not getting it in the FA Cup because we've got City next. Steaua Bucharest are not good, to be kind. 4-2-3-1. Their average rating is probably late 60s, early 70s. I think 73 or 4 was the highest rated player they had, so I'm very much expecting to dominate this game, although I thought that obviously against Victoria Paulsen as well, didn't we? And we very much didn't dominate that game, and it went all the way down to the wire. Immediately they're in behind with Popescu here. He's a player that does grow very well in career mode and always has, and watch us go 1-0 down early doors. Brilliant save, Bryce Samba at the near post. Big stop by the goalkeeper. Is the Victoria Paulsen game really hammered home how the game is much different for European fixtures in terms of the way the difficulty is coded than league games, isn't it? And we've seen that again with the way we struggled against Rangers and the way we absolutely destroyed Fulham. Sure, we'll look to set Amad Diallo away down this left-hand side. Pantea's with me. I've got Eze, actually, that's man in the middle. He's completely sent that defender. Eze annoyingly is offside there, but the wind took the ball anyway, so he wouldn't have got to it. Dallo to Ugarte. Ugarte looking for Rasmus. Rasmus spins. I'll try it, and I wish I hadn't. It's Popescu. I didn't think De Ligt could fouled him there, but apparently the referee disagrees. Here's Tanas. That was a bit good. That was very close to 1-0. Steaua Bucharest here. On the outside of me here, he's got support centrally. Berlier tackled and will clear it, but jeez Louise. Note to self, don't give them any more free kicks in shooting proximity, because they could bloody well score them. Rasmus looking to roll the defender. He didn't, he just stumbled over him. Back nicely. Dallo. Eze. Eriksson. Oh, I am going to go out wide. Haha, fooled you. Dallo. Whip it. Rasmus! Well, it was on target, but with zero power behind it, and the wind didn't help either. Again, it's been a relatively difficult game against a relatively terrible team in Europe. Eza will look for Rasmus again. And Ahmad around the corner. Ahmad falling the defence again. Another offside trap step. Ugarte. Oh, trying to find Eza. Can't. One back. Rashford. You're offside, I think. Not sure. It's a corner, though. Just before the hour mark. Put Rashford into the middle. And De Ligt is up. And the keeper, doesn't really deal with that very well at all. But it is out. And for another corner. De Ligt again. It's Johnny Evans, in fact. And it's well wide. Pescu has beaten the man. He's got the pullback. He's going to go for goal. Jeez Louise, that could have gone anywhere. Holy moly, so could that. Manchester United throw. Bloody hell. Mount does really well. 2 minutes added on. If we are to win, it's going to be late and great again. Xerxes just stood entirely offside there, I think. Thanks, Joshua. But again, a European game against a minnow is really difficult. Don't know why we're having these sorts of issues in European football. I'm praying that when we get to the knockout rounds, it's not going to be that much of an issue against some of the lesser sides. Did Galatasaray make it 8 from 8? I'm not sure. I didn't quite get the chance to see, but
Time for a couple of questions.
I'll downplay Ugarte's performance. He wasn't sensational. He's not been amazing, actually. Højlund's been good. Apparently he's complacent now. Well, that's great. De Ligt was decent. But they came closest to the goal, really, with the free kick that came off the woodwork. We're on transfer deadline day now. Eze has had, or Eze, he's now available to be a Playmaker Plus, which is good news. His training is going well. We've had a bid from Manchester City for Lisandro Martinez. I wonder if I'll accept that. I'm going to go make sure we're set up properly for deadline day, and then I will do it with you. Prize money of 2.2 million for getting through in the Europa League. I'm intrigued. If we got through in the top 8, then we will not have a round of 32 game. But we didn't. We were lower. Or was it 9? Might be the top 9. Regardless, we've got a round of 32 game. It's Braga home and away in the knockout stages of the Europa League, which should be doable, very much so. Really quiet March as it stands right now. Very quiet March. That's peculiar. I guess we're going to have to expect European and FA Cup games, but I'm not sure we'll get through against Manchester City. Right, I'm going to go make sure we're sorted for transfer deadline day, and then it'll be transfer deadline day. And confirmed by my live chat, it's top 8 in the league phase that go through to the round of 16 automatically. 9th to 24th is the playoff, which is what we're in. Contracts expiring are Harry Maguire, Christian Eriksen and Johnny Evans. We do have Tom Heaton's contract expiring as well, but I believe he might have signed for someone or has decided to retire, which is in fact the case. 67 rated now, down from 70 something I think, and at 38 years of age Tom Heaton is going to retire at the end of this season. Bindy has grown up to 78 out on his loan spell, which is good news, but at the moment we're quite happy with Bryce Samu. Been really impressive actually since we brought him in. So transfer deadline day, then you can see the rumours on the right hand side underneath me. Evan Ferguson might be going from Brighton to Real Sociedad. Latest deals are Jan Karamo on loan from Torino to Venezia. Biggest deals so far on the day, Solly March to Lens is an intriguing one. Brighton letting their starting right mid go for a minimal fee to the French league. We saw some big deals in the summer window, but it's seemingly a lot of loans going through in January. Xaver Schlager from Leipzig to Atalanta is the first bigger move on deadline day. Then there's Mancini from Roma to Bayern for 32.2. He has now moved Evan Ferguson to Real Sociedad for £14 million, but that's a small fee for a player of that quality and potential. Apparently, Matthijs de Ligt is rumoured to be going from us to Manchester City. Antoine Griezmann to Liverpool would be an intriguing one, I have to be honest. But I don't see it happening. Nor do I see Matthijs de Ligt moving to Manchester City happening either. So far, no one's shown any interest in any of our players, which I guess is better for us. Rosas moves from, I think that's Rail Sporting, isn't it, to Adana Demirspor. Harvey Vale moves from Chelsea to Juventus for £2 million. Well, what? Oh, there you go. In the I was going to say, what an absolutely deadline day. It really was. Deadline day. Antoine Griezmann has, however, moved for £50.4 million from Atletico Madrid to Liverpool. And that's really the biggest deal and only marquee, so to speak, deal of deadline day as a whole. I'd be curious to know if there was any bigger deals that went through outside of deadline day itself. But scrolling down here, Takefusa Kubo to Aston Villa for 56.7 is the biggest deal in the window all told. Which is not very big at all, is it? DeMarco, obviously, we did. Kingsley Coman, we did in the summer. What dead January transfer window? Andy Robertson to Bayer Leverkusen, we saw. Ademola Lookman to Lille for 38.5. Eze was us. A number of the bigger deals were the ones that we did. Rodrigo de Paul to Paris Saint-Germain. Nikola Zalewski to Crystal Palace. That's an intriguing one because we did look at Zalewski as a potential buy just on stream, but decided he wasn't good enough. Mikael Arthibald to Bayern, as well as Mancini to Bayern. So they've spent basically the same fee there. Lobotka went through in between windows. That was September, as you can tell from the date there. Hugo Duro has moved to Fulham now. Facundo Medina to Everton. Another Premier League deal, but Savoy was the one that we saw. What a weird window. Brian Cristante to West Ham. Bryce Samba we did on New Year's Eve. Denzel Dumfries to Real Madrid went through on the 13th of September, so he moved on January the 1st. That's really, really dead. I thought it'd been a much bigger window than that, considering the fact that there are some big sides underperforming so far in the Premier League so far this season. We've got Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal, Man United, Spurs. Newcastle down in 7th, I thought would certainly look to improve with their financial backing. West Ham down in 17th with actually having had a really good window in the summer. I'm sure would like to have done better, and I would have expected to spend. Forest to bottom, Ipswich in 19th and Everton 18th right now. Yeah, it's a really strange window. Like we say, Inter Milan were 9th, which is why we felt we could justify going out and signing DeMarco. But they've not really looked to build at all. Bournemouth were terrible earlier in the season and now up to 12th. So it's a bit of a recovery from them. I'm going to go and quickly update the Patreon player spreadsheet because there has been a lot of moves for you guys. And then we'll see the episode out entirely. So with regards to Patreon players, it's kind of gone like it did in the first save last year, where because when you create a player on console, or when you create a player, a brand new, fresh, custom player, it automatically gives them the potential to be special tag, meaning the game registers that they have the potential to be special tag. So before they've actually done anything, all of the big clubs have gone, we'll snap all of you up then, shall we? Which is kind of frustrating and not really the point of why we have the Big One project. When we get to PC, obviously, for the next save, I can manually set what your potential is, and we set it lower than potential to be special tag, meaning that you guys have more of a realistic career path. This first save is always the one you kind of have to take with a pinch of salt, because we've seen moves as follows. Will has gone Bolton to Inter Milan, Joe Hull to Dortmund, Leander, though, still at Orlando City, apparently. Benny, Plymouth to Leipzig. Portsmouth to Barcelona for Ben. West Ham to Real Madrid. Stade de Reims to Dortmund. Charlton to Chelsea. Shamrock Rovers to West Ham. Those that were already at bigger clubs have stayed at bigger clubs. Sydney to Atleti. Free agent to Inter Milan. And free agent to Barcelona for Alex and Jordi, respectively. Wrexham to Roma for Nolan. Brennan, for some reason, hasn't been snapped up, though. Still at Bristol Rovers. Cam, still a free agent. Colchester, Valencia. Luton to Chelsea there for Josh. Salford to PSG for Adstar. Orient to Barcelona for Jay. But then others stay where they are. It's weird. I very much look forward to the episodes and the saves we do on PC. particularly for this reason. Free agent to Arsenal for Kai, and then a handful more that haven't gotten a move. And then Aidan went free agent to Arsenal, Reading to Villa, Huddersfield to Arsenal, and Northampton to Arsenal for Jack and Julio. AJ stood at Port Vale, though. Atalanta snapped Jun Ho up as a free agent. Seattle Sounders to Real Madrid. MK Dons to PSG. Southampton to Arsenal. Wrexham to PSG. Tenerife to PSG. For some reason, Cambridge let Owen go mid-season. That's very strange. And then Wrexham, Mansfield Rangers and free agent is still exactly where everybody left off. You can see what your starting ratings were here, those of you on the Patreon. I'll quickly scroll through so you can see what your current ratings are. The majority have gone up by 2 or 3. By all means, if you want to see what your settings are there, or what your stats are in more detail, then do come across and join me on save. It says Pat Kelly there, West Ham United with a Doncaster Rovers badge. So that's presumably he's on loan at Donny, I imagine. Actually, I should put that in then, shouldn't I? If he's on loan, if we click the left stick in, then yeah, he's gone to West Ham in the summer window then. There, Pat Kelly. West Ham in the summer from Shamrock Rovers to then go to Doncaster Rovers, Jesus Christ, on loan in January. What in the world is going on with console created players? That's particularly strange. Moving on. James 62, Delaney 65. Alex, I think at 71 is our highest rated at this stage. And then, again, as we scroll through, like I say, if there's anyone you want to have a closer look at with regards to your own stats, then do come across and join me on stream and we can show you them in more detail. Like I say, the creative players, because what we do on PC, that's the guy I created for the player career that never was. The way that I do things on PC is I take a player that already exists in real life, that is an absolute nobody and has potential to be nobody and doesn't do anything and will never come across any of our player career modes ever. We repurpose that player with the live editor so that we're actually adjusting a real life player, not creating a potential to be special new custom player, and it works a lot better on the PC saves. So moving forward from the realistic RTG that we'll have that replaces this save, it will be much more realistic, which I guess goes hand in hand. But even for latter saves after that, it will be more realistic. But evidently, PSG and Arsenal want to snap up almost everybody. Chelsea have done a couple. Dortmund have done a couple. You guys will get further moves as well. So it's not like you'll stay at the immediate first big club that you go to. And maybe there'll be loan deals as well. But unfortunately, for the first save, it just is what it is. And I know that you guys understand that, which is why you decided to stay on the Patreon at the tier that you are for this first save. So thank you very much for that. That level of support is very much appreciated. Thank you very much indeed. And when we're in the run into the realistic RTG, of course, you guys will have the opportunity to have a bit more of an obvious career. But we're keeping track of everyone that's in, and that's everyone that's in. Thank you very much for watching this episode. Do make sure you drop the video a like if you enjoyed. We will crack on with the rest of the season now and hopefully have a strong finish. We're on course for a top 4 finish in the Premier League, and hopefully we can challenge for a title, but who knows. Not sure what's going to happen in the FA Cup with Manchester City, but certainly Braga is a team we can expect to get through in the Europa League to challenge for a cup win there as well. That's all for today, though. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy your weekend. I'll be back on Monday with the next video. I'll see you then.